Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? I just wanted to drop a video real quick on why I left PC gaming. And sorry for all the delayed uploads. We had a big Texas winter storm, and I wasn't able to upload it all just because everything was out. Anyway, all right. I started off with consoles. So in the 2000s to 2010, console gamer. Went to college for computers, computer networking, and I learned how to build my PC. So first thing I did, because everybody was playing this game called League of Legends, I built my first PC and I was in love with it. And I was in love with it until I basically was in love with it until Fortnite dropped. And the only problem that I had was a lot of my other people that I grew up with didn't have the funds to upgrade to a PC. So I was by myself. So that left me isolated. So where I thought, I'd have all these new friends on PC, all of my college buddies and all of my, formal high school buddies were all still playing on console. So I was basically playing by myself. Fortnite dropped and basically forced every plat- platform to talk to each other, which was amazing. And I loved it. I was playing on PC, they were playing on the consoles. Beautiful, beautiful. Where everything changed is when Warzone dropped. I loved Warzone, and I was playing Warzone, and my friends were playing Warzone, and then bam, cheaters started to infect every single lobby. And I'm typically in the top 10% of gamers, I want to say, usually when I play these games and get pretty good at them. At least I know that in Halo 3, I was a 50 in basically every playlist. And for Black Ops 2, I was the highest level, not the prestige, but the rank play. I used to play a lot of rank play. So a lot of times my lobbies are going to have what we refer to as sweats. And what I started noticing is that when I would check out these kill cams, they would literally be tracking me through the wall. So that's where my ill will started going towards PC gamers because next thing I'm watching all these YouTube channels of all these cheaters getting busted. And I guess somewhere in there it messed up my algorithm where I started getting literally ads on YouTube for cheats. And they were like $5, pay $5 for the day or $30 a month. And I was like, this can't be real. So I jumped on that website. I was like, let me check it out. And sure enough, for like $5 to $7, you could literally buy wall hacks. I think in that moment, I just got this like throw up feeling in my stomach, and I was like, I'd like this. Is this what gaming is? And is this what people are doing? And Warzone was the hottest game at the time, because it had just dropped, but there were so many hackers. Anyway, I said, hey, that's just not me. Let me jump back onto console. What does Call of Duty do? They block where you cannot turn off crossplay. And I'm like, this is not even right. I've been on PC. I know the advantages they have, and they also are able to hack a lot easier. Basically, long story short, I took my PC, sold it on like Facebook Marketplace, went and got me an Xbox Series X, and I was like, let me just jump on Rainbow Six Siege. They don't have crossplay, and that's where my Rainbow Six Siege phase got. Anyway, that's all to say is that I don't think PC gaming is what people think it is. I think ultimately it left me feeling more isolated with just an endless amount of games. Yes, PC does have all of it basically has all the games and more coming to it. The problem is there's not like I don't feel like there's a sense of community. In my opinion, I felt like the PC gamers were a lot more toxic and they were, you know, quick to kind of crap on you and criticize you if you like weren't up to their level, especially in League of Legends. And maybe that's just because I'm playing a lot of these hyper competitive games. But basically, as I started to grow up, started to have more responsibilities, PC gaming just was not worth it to me. Like I said, I want to go to the gym. I want to go play disc golf. I want to sometimes want to go throw the football. Sometimes I want to play basketball. And I felt like PC gaming was kind of its own world where you just had to stay in it to always level up your skills, or else you dwindle. And I feel like the most hyper competitive gamers are on PC. And for me, I'm just like, you know, let's say Call of Duty, they're all sliding, slipping and sliding. Halo, they're slipping and sliding now. All these games are kind of catering to that hyper competitive player. I don't necessarily want to get on now that I have much more responsibilities and much more, duties and things. Like, I don't want to jump on and sweat. I want gaming to be a more relaxed session. Not too easy, but not too competitive. So that's what drew me back to console is the competition was a lot less. Felt like, people weren't encapsulating themselves with their whole lives in that PC. But anyway, I don't feel like PC is a level playing field. This guy might have a $5,000 rig, $10,000 rig, and he's getting like 360 FPS on 1440p. Like I said, I don't think I've ever spent more than $1,600 on a PC, and that's including accessories. So I was just never going to be in that upper echelon of PC player. And if you know anything about these games, FPS matters, response times matters. Like all these decisions are like milliseconds, and any advantage you can get. So that's what eventually just brought me back to consoles. And real quick, and like I said, I'll probably drop another video on why I think PC gaming ruined esports. But that's a whole other video. But anyway, I just want you to take this into account. Before you think about getting that PC, like I said, I think ignorance was bliss. I think when I was on console and I didn't even know there was like a whole new world, I was happy. I was having fun. Ultimately, it's all about having fun. And like I said, I'm not trying to be the best player in the world. I'm just trying to relax, trying to have a good time. And I felt like, I know for sure that when I was just in the Xbox bubble, I felt like I was more happy at that time. And just because we all had the same system, we were all in the same, like we were all together. And like I said, once I got to PC gaming, everybody wants to, there's like so many games that not everybody was kind of hyper focused on the same game. So it was just way less community, even though, they might claim that there's more of a community. Anyway, I went way too long. Anyway, guys, sorry for the late uploads. Like I said, we had a horrible storm that just basically knocked out everything. So everybody was locked inside for 3 or 4 days. But hope you guys are doing good. And like I said, before you buy that PC, maybe check out this video and maybe it'll help you make that decision. All right, peace out.